Dropping on Wednesday.
And we are all right for right now. Still mild, still doing okay, but big changes on the way in a matter of hours. We're going to break it down coming up.
And the state of Missouri is trying to return unclaimed metals to their rightful owners.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Police say a child has life-threatening injuries after a chain reaction crash in Joplin. This is KOAM News at noon. I am Amber Jenkins. On Wednesday, 5 vehicles piled up in a westbound lane approaching the intersection of East 32 and Connecticut. Police tells us 7 people are injured, the child with life-threatening injuries, and 6 people with minor injuries. We have no other details. Fire swept through a Pittsburgh area home on Landon Lane on Wednesday evening. The home was occupied, but authorities tell us no one was hurt. Authorities closed the road from 520th to Centennial as crews fought the fire. A firefighter at the scene tells us that it appears the fire started in the attic. No word on the extent of the damage. Missouri wants your help returning 288 unclaimed military medals back to their rightful owners. It's a part of the state's unclaimed property efforts. The latest effort comes ahead of Veterans Day. You can find a full list of information to help through the state treasurer's office. Of course, we also put this on our KOMNewsNow.com. Joplin announced Wednesday its public transportation options will be reduced starting November 28th due to a shortage of drivers. The Sunshine Lamp Trolley service will be suspended until further notice, and riders will be referred to the MAP service. Some thunderstorms and cooler weather are on the way. Chris Warner joins us with a first look at our weather forecast.
Yeah, we have some big changes on the way. Cold front is knocking on our back door right now. A quick reminder of where we should be this time of year. 61 for a high and 39 for the low are the normal for today. But as you can see, obviously, lower 60s and right around 40 degrees are where we should be. And that's not where we have been at all. And boy, the tables are certainly going to turn behind this front. We do have a few stray showers, maybe even a rumble of thunder, starting to develop across southeast Kansas. We're watching the front as it starts to roll into the area, and it will continue to do so. Here's where the cutoff is on those temperatures. So Yates Center, still on the mild side for now, but their temperature's already starting to go down. 69, 74 Parsons, 73 in Pittsburgh, 73 Carthage, and we are 77 in Joplin. So we are going to be even warmer than what we were originally thinking today. Feels like 79, and we've got a south-southwest breeze at about 18. Of course, those gusts still picking up. We'll eventually start to cool off, and you can see the temperatures drop off as the cold front gets through and we start to deal with a few showers and thunderstorms. Did want to quickly point out the drought tracker, one new update at least. As you can see, this area in southeast Kansas has been removed from exceptional drought, still in extreme, but removed from exceptional. And as we continue to get rain across the area, we'll continue to hopefully see more improvements to that map. 75 was the anticipated high for most of us. We may go a little bit warmer, showers and thunderstorms throughout most of the evening. We're going to take a closer look at the timing of these showers and storms and what temperatures are going to do once this front blows on through here in just a few minutes. Amber?
Thank you, Chris. Christmas sales are underway. A small business owner, Eric Barlett, says a nice thing about some brands is that they price protect all of their products so everyone has the same price. Barlett says big stores can also have the advantage of reaching out and advertising to a mass amount of people. However, small businesses bring in more of an experience for customers once they step inside the store. Barlett says small businesses in the area is supporting each other is also very important.
My family is also in the restaurant industry and in the retail industry, and so we make it a point to only eat and try to shop at local retailers and restaurants.
If you want to buy local, you can find over 800 local businesses, including Runaround, on the Joplin Chamber Commerce Choose Joplin app. Joplin students are working together to raise money for area foster kids in need this holiday season. The 7th Christmas of Hope is now underway. Students at both Joplin High School and Franklin Technology Center bring donations to class. Event organizers say that there are about 600 foster kids currently in the area.
I do know that when it gets closer to the holidays, there seems like to be more kids, you know, and that's one great thing about this too. So if something happened to a kid and they weren't in their home, and they had to go to a foster, like let's say a couple days before Christmas or something. This is where Christmas Hope comes in also.
The fundraiser continues until November 18th. On Wednesday, Missouri Southern students got a chance to learn more about nonprofits in the area. It was a part of the service fair held in the Bingsling Center. Representatives from 11 area nonprofits told students about their work in the community and signed up some new volunteers.
Kind of get involved with the community, and I really hope that they just understand like how important volunteer work is, because not only is it helping like the organization they're a part of, but it really does help them as a person. Like it gives them either stress relief, community involvement.
This was the first time a volunteer fair was held at MSSU. That's a look at today's top stories and weather in your first 7 minutes of news. Next up on KOAM News at noon.
The counting continues. I'm Natalie Brand on Capitol Hill with a look at the races that could determine the balance of power in the U.S. Congress.
And later, Howard shows us how to make a tasty hillbilly one pot in the Mr. Food test chicken. The 2022 midterm election is still not over, with a number of key races left to be determined. We're still waiting to learn which party will control the House and which party will still control the Senate. Natalie Brand has more details from Capitol Hill.
Counting the remaining ballots in Nevada could last into next week, as the Silver State's razor-thin Senate race is still a toss-up. Most of those votes are coming in from the Las Vegas area.
Mail can come through until this Saturday, as long as it's postmarked by November 8th. And we will continue to pick up mail on a daily basis.
Elections officials in Arizona are also still processing results. The Democratic incumbent is leading in that race, but it's still too early to call. In Georgia, Republican Senate candidate Herschel Walker has a rally scheduled for this evening. He and Democratic incumbent Raphael Warnock are campaigning once again ahead of their December 6th runoff election.
The balance of power in the U.S. Senate is still unknown. Control of the U.S. House leans Republican, but it's much closer than predicted, with winners in some battleground districts still undetermined.
Regardless of what the final tally in these elections show, and there's still some counting going on, I'm prepared to work with my Republican colleagues.
President Biden also told reporters Wednesday he intends to run in 2024.
I don't feel in any hurry one way or another to make that judgment, today, tomorrow, or whenever, no matter what my predecessor does.
Former President Trump has hinted at an announcement next week, but allies say they're urging him to postpone it until after the Georgia Senate runoff. Natalie Brand, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Sources close to the former president tell CBS News Trump is furious over the election results. A handful of candidates he backed in prominent races are projected to lose or trailing in their bids for office. Trump posted on his Truth site that reports he is angry that he is not angry about the election. A heat shield that could land humans on Mars is hitching a ride to space. A polar satellite designed to improve weather forecasting has launched Thursday morning, and an experimental heat shield that could land humans on Mars is tagging along with it. Two separate missions both landed from Vandenberg Space Force in California. One will collect data that will help scientists predict and prepare for extreme weather for events like wildfires or volcanoes. A secondary mission will test inflatable heat shields technology needed for land cruise missions on Mars and larger robotic missions on Venus or Saturn's moon Titan. Still to come on KOAM News at noon, Mr. Food.
A few basic ingredients and a single pot means a tasty dinner and easy cleanup. Doesn't get any better than that.
But first, we are tracking showers and thunderstorms rolling into the area with a cold front. We're going to break it all down when we come back. Well, we've got some big changes on the way. We talked about them all morning long. We've been talking about them all week long, and now they are just about here as a cold front is starting to roll into the area, and it's going to make a lot of things a lot different for us because we've been really mild so far this month, and it's not going to stay that way. This is our last mild day for the next several days. All right, so let's start breaking it down. This is right now. We've got a few showers, maybe even a few rumbles of thunder out there. As we go through the evening, we're going to continue to watch additional showers and thunderstorms develop along and ahead of the front. So we got the front, and then we got some additional shower activity ahead of it, and that's what we're going to see persist into tonight. Cloud cover beginning to increase across the city of Joplin right now. We are 77, warmer than where we thought we were going to be today. South-southwest breeze at 18, gusting upwards of 25, 30 miles an hour. For some of us, gusting higher than that, and it feels like 79. It's like yesterday. We had a heat index of 80. It is the middle of November almost, and we are having heat index values pushing 80. But then the drastic change after this, we're going to be wanting those heat index values back again. Take a look. Here's where the front is. You can see that cutoff on the temperatures where they suddenly drop off. Yates Center, you are about to get in on some of the cooler weather. 69 though right now. 74 Parsons, 73 in Pittsburgh, 74 Lamar, and 73 in Carthage. So let's take a look at the future and what exactly is going to happen with this system as it rolls on through. The good news is our strong to severe thunderstorm threat is all but gone. It's pretty much gone because this is going to be a very disorganized system as it rolls on through. Here's where the front is, right here. This is by 4 o'clock. We have a few stray showers, a few rumbles of thunder. We've got some trying to form ahead of the front, some forming on the front. We got some forming behind the front. As we head into the evening, some of that breaks up. We get a little bit of a pause. And by 6 o'clock, we get additional activity building behind the front. And actually, once the front starts to sweep through is when we get our best thunderstorm chances. This is 10:30 tonight. We have a really good line of showers and storms, but also check out the temperatures. They're already dropping. They're back into the 40s for most of us as the thunderstorms get going. So we're talking a cold rain. And once this rolls on through, we may actually even see a stray flurry or two as we head into early tomorrow morning, just because the temperatures are going to fall behind the front, and we may have some lingering rain showers associated with that as that kicks on out of here. So as we go through the rest of the day, we're expecting it to be quite warm. We're expecting it to be stormy later in the afternoon. 76 at 2, 64 by 5, and 52 by 8, because as the cold front gets here, temperatures begin to fall quickly. We're going to drop back down to 35 for an overnight low, if you can believe that, from where we are now. Temperatures continue to drop through the evening. Showers and thunderstorms out of here by about 3, 4 o'clock in the morning. The weekend, we clear out, but we are chilly. 42 on Saturday, 49 Sunday, and right now, on the longest range forecast, if you exclude today, let's pretend we're not talking today, this is as warm as it's going to get for the next several days. It is going to be absolutely cold. So let's take a look at the 7-day. Excluding Thursday, excluding today, we drop into the 40s. We're 49 on Sunday. That is as warm as we can muster. Overnight lows dropping into the 20s, right around freezing. We could see a wintry mix on Monday, and then we could see some morning flurries Tuesday. We're not talking a ton of snow by any means. We're just saying that there's a possibility of a few flakes. Tuesday night, we're down to 18 degrees. And look at the long range. We don't make it out of the 40s for the next several days. And then by Saturday next week, we have another chance of a wintry mix, and only 38 Saturday, only 38 on Tuesday, and check out Wednesday's low, 16 degrees. So we're going on just extreme opposites here. So we're going from way above average to way below average, because as we were showing you on the almanac earlier, our average low is right around where these highs are going to be. So we might even potentially set some record lows as we head into the days ahead, because it is just going to be downright cold. And it's not like we've seen in the past with these systems where, yeah, it gets chilly for a couple of days and we start to warm up. There is no warming up on this forecast. There's not a single bit of warming up for any of us. So today's it.
Wow.
When 49 is as warm as we can muster, that's not good. But it's supposed to be cooler this time of year, just not that cold.
It's true. I mean, it's getting to that time of the year, so I'm not surprised, but hey.
I'm not. I mean, honestly, it's the 4 states. We're going to get 4 different seasons within just today.
Exactly.
And then we'll finally settle into winter, because we don't really have fall or spring around here. We just have summer and winter.
Only
and it's about time for winter.
Thank you, Chris.
You're welcome.
We take this time to honor today's 4th state hero. Gerald Pringle of Egna, Kansas served in the Army as a military police from 1959 to 1967. To Gerald Pringle, we thank you, our 4th state hero. If you're running out of time and ideas for tonight's dinner, Howard will show us how to make this easy and delicious beef and beans loaded hillbilly one pot in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
You know, one pot cooking is something that I've always been a big fan of. So when I came across this longtime favorite, I knew I had to share it with you. Not only is it made start to finish in a soup pot, but it's budget friendly too, which is great right now since we're trying to set aside a few extra dollars for the holidays. We start by sauteing a good amount of ground beef in a pot until it's well browned. To that, we add some beef broth, a few cans of black-eyed peas, which are packed with protein and are really reasonable, a diced potato, some chopped celery, onions, and carrots, and a few off-the-shelf spices. After it comes to a boil, we'll lower the heat and let it simmer until our potatoes are tender. This is when all the flavors come together. When it's done, serve it up with some crusty bread and go to town. It's so simple, you'll probably want to add it to your weekly dinner routine. If you'd like the recipe for what we call our Hillbilly One Pot, all you have to do is visit our website. I'm Howard in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found an all-in-one way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
You can find this recipe along with a lot of more good food from Mr. Food Test Kitchen online. Just go to our website at KOAMnewsnow.com. Now here's a look at the 4-state market prices.
Cold front today brings our temperatures way down. 35 for the low after some showers and storms. 44 on Friday, 40s through the weekend. Maybe a wintry mix Monday. Maybe some snow flurries on Tuesday. And temperatures overnight dropping into the 20s, 30s, and even down to 18 Tuesday night.
Wintry mix and maybe snow flurries. That's cold.
We were just saying that we experienced all 4 seasons in the 4 states.
Just today. Just today. We're managing to experience all 4 seasons.
Good point. Good point.
So, Dow, what's coming up at 5?
Well, a lot at 5. For starters, side crashes account for around a quarter of the car deaths in the United States, according to the Insurance Institute for Highway Safety. Now, the independent safety organization has crash tested small cars with a newer, heavier barrier to determine how safe some models are in collisions with today's bigger and faster trucks and SUVs. Plus, the city of Joplin discusses the suspension of one of its public transportation services due to a driver shortage. And Galena High School celebrates local veterans with a breakfast and show. Hope you join us for those stories. A lot more, of course. It's coming up today on KOAM News at 5.
Awesome. Thank you for joining us at KOAM's at noon. We'll see you right back here at 5 o'clock.